I'm Christina Patino-Houle, and I'm the network weaver for the Rio Grande Valley Equal Voice Network. I'm here today with many other members of the network, and we're here because, well, we're standing in front of the Gateway International Bridge, which is one of the ports of entry in Brownsville, Texas, from Matamoros to the United States. And we're here today because Paul Ryan and a number of other members of Congress are visiting the region, doing tours of immigration facilities. They did a tour earlier today of the processing center where families were just a few weeks ago being separated, and they also are touring the ports of entry. And we're here because as they do a tour of the region, as these lawmakers who have made policy on immigration that has greatly impacted the daily lives of the individuals who live here, and the lives and existence of those coming to our country seeking asylum, we're here to let them know that they're not seeing the full picture. As the Equal Voice Network, we have a coalition of people who go daily to the bridge and give reports back on what is happening at the bridge, because it is changing daily. And what we've seen in the last few weeks is that CBP has placed a tent at the physical borderline, which is halfway, it's at the top of the bridge. And that is a complete makeshift tent that has not been there, as far as we know, at any other time before in Brownsville. And those agents are there to police the physical boundary of the United States and to make it more difficult for people to come here seeking asylum. So when people come to that line, they are being told to wait, or they're being told there's no space in the United States, and then they have to wait, sometimes pregnant women, sometimes people with infants or toddlers or full families, wait in the sun for days, if not upwards of a week. So we have a new policy called zero tolerance that was implemented by Jeff Sessions, which criminalizes anyone coming to the United States outside of a port of entry seeking asylum or coming here for any reason. This is very new, and it's in direct opposition to international asylum law, which allows people to come to any port of entry and seek asylum if they're fleeing violence in their own country. And so what the government is the narrative that they're amplifying out of Washington is that if people just came here through the quote-unquote legal channels, but just to clarify, those legal channels are also the outside of the ports of entry, because when international asylum law was made, it says that you can come to a country through any means necessary, that you don't have to come through an official port of entry if you're making a case for asylum, because it's recognized that you might not be, if you're fleeing violence, you might not be in a place where you can make it to a port of entry. So that aside, the administration is saying that people should come to the port of entry, but they're also making it more difficult than it's ever been to seek asylum through an official port of entry. And the message that they're being told when people come to seek asylum at a port of entry is inconsistent. Sometimes they are being told that the United States is not taking asylum cases right now, or they're being told to come back in a few days, or to come back in a few hours. So what someone is being told as they're making an official attempt through an official port of entry to seek asylum does not have an official response that is being consistent from person to person.